What's up, guys? Welcome to Run It Back with Blair Bomber. I'm Blair Bomber, and I've recorded this intro 3 times because I forgot to hit record on the audio. And that's what we call in the business a stupid idiot fuck mistake. That's right. Seems like it'd be a lot of words for that, but nope, it's right. Stupid idiot fuck mistake. Man, I've been dragging ass lately, dude. I've just been struggling. Because I didn't realize this time difference, right? I mean, obviously, Austin's in like the fucking Eastern Standard, Midwestern fucking... Who cares? The world is curved, and you have to fucking just figure out that if you go from one West Coast to the other mid Coast, then you're just going to feel like shit. And it's been tough because I've been having to get up in the morning, like early. Like this morning, I had to get up at 4:30 to coach at 6, which means I had to get up at 1 in the morning West Coast time. That's when I started my day. That shit, I've been doing that for 3 or 4 days now, so it's been taking me a hot second to, I don't know, pull my shit together. But I'm feeling better today. Luckily, I have this Bang Energy Froze Rose energy shot. Dude, I'm just a crackhead. I'm literally addicted to crack. That's what caffeine is anyway. It's all it is. It's just liquid cocaine. And I don't know, dude. The last podcast I put out, it was a short one. That was me trying to reintegrate. But I want you to know, I'm still sitting on the floor of my apartment. Like the door is right next to me. Like I'm sitting just open, splayed, just cock out. Just, hey, I like when my testicles reach the linoleum. Makes me feel right at home. I did put the office chair together. That was pretty cool. Had to reverse engineer that. I don't have a table yet, though. So I got to get a table. But I have jimmied this mic on a better mic stand, which I think I might keep using going forward. And if you're not watching, you don't give a shit. Actually, if you are watching, you probably don't give a shit that I'm talking about the mic anyway. Fucking whatever, dude. I'm just a guy who's slowly slipping into more and more debt thanks to the unemployment system of the Illinois Department of Unemployment and the California Unemployment Office. They owe me money. But it's okay. We're not going to get sidetracked because I have a very special episode today. Very, very special. Today, this is probably the most prep I've ever done for a podcast. Yeah, I would say hands down, the most prep I've ever done. Because what I did was, because this is I don't know how many places I've lived in. I think I did I did write it down. That's what I was just talking about with the prep. I went over and I looked at all the places that I've lived from 2010 until 2020. And now it's to the tail end of 2020. I've lived in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and now 18. I lived in 18 different residents in 10 years. Fucking your boy is just the Rolling Stone. This is what I am, guys. I just keep it fucking moving. So for this episode, what I wanted to do, I kind of wanted just to go back and kind of just cover all the places I lived and maybe a highlight or two from that spot. All right. That sound like a good, you guys know I'm usually just fucking shooting at the hip, but I don't know, maybe I need to get a little bit more regimented now that I've been so out of whack for the last week and a half, 2 weeks now. So let's fucking just dive right into it. 2010, first place I lived that wasn't Ed's place. By the way, also, shout out Ed. Happy birthday. It was his birthday yesterday. So if you see my dad, say, Ed, happy 70th. He's 60. But say happy 70th because it sounds better. Wait, is he 60? Yeah, he's 60. I don't know. My dad's the kind of guy where it makes him feel bad if I forget. Like he feels bad for me if I forget it's his birthday. So he'll call me 2 days before and go, hey, just so you know, my birthday's on Wednesday and all I want you to do is make a Spotify playlist for me with good country songs. That's it. That's all I want. Update it, make it good. He's like a fucking, like your girlfriend in middle school. Just make me a mixtape on a CD and then write I love you on it. Right? I fucking love you. And if it's quiet, if it sits the quiet, all right. All right, first place I lived out of Ed's place, the Washington State dorms. Man, that feels like it didn't even happen. It was so long ago. It was me and my boy, Zach Johnson. You guys, he's a friend of the pod. You know Zach. You know ZJ. If you got to ask, you can't afford it. That's my guy, dude. We had a good time there, dude. Look, here's the problem with dorms. You're literally putting two people that have never been more hormonal since the day their balls dropped. And you're putting them in a shoebox. And you're saying, hey, guys, no supervision. I mean, there's an RA, but you're going to chase him away. You're going to be so terrible on your floor that he's going to complain to the university and there's going to be sanctions on your building. But it's okay. Dude, our RA, me and Zach did. We were good kids. But everybody else in the dorms, they tormented this guy. Dude, I can't even tell you all the shit. Like, in the first 2 days in the dorms, 16 guys got MIPs. They threw a party on our floor. The cops got called. The RA just let the cops up there, like, hey, deal with these fucks. All of them got MIPs. I mean, first day of college in the dorms. Unbelievable. Actually, probably the most believable thing ever. But Zach and I, most of what happened that freshman year was either it was just us being insanely tired. Because when you're playing football, dude, they keep you busy every day. Workouts, 6 a.m. You're up every morning. Then you got film. Then you got class. Then you got study hall. Then you got more film. Then you got meetings. You need to go back to sleep because you got to get up in the morning. You're going to get your ass kicked by Coach Lovat. Fuck, dude. That shit was tough. So we did let loose. We fucking got after it. I think one of the most, it's not insane, but one of the drunkest I ever got it was Dad's weekend, which is always the weekend where it's cold as shit. Dads come out there. The cops are kind of just on the same page of, hey, they're with their dads. We're not going to arrest anybody. Just don't fight. Don't throw up in the street. We're going to leave you alone. That's what we did. My dad doesn't drink. So, shout out Ed. Eddie B's not a big drinker. So he didn't come to Dad's weekend. And I was fucking freshman. So it doesn't matter. I wasn't playing. He didn't want to care. He didn't care. I didn't care. No one cared. But Zach, his dad, Ron. Shout out Ron John. That Trump-loving son of a bitch. I don't even know if he loves Trump. I'm just going to go ahead and assume. I think he's the kind of guy that does well under a guy like Trump. He's the kind of guy that says, when Trump was running for president the first time, he's like, I think he just got some good. I just want to hear what he has to say. I think he's got some good ideas. I just want to hear him out. Okay. I want to be rich enough to be a Republican. I'm going to keep saying it. I'm not rich enough yet. I'm full Democrat. Liberals, come on, guys. Libtards, woo. Help the young guys. But Ron came out, and Ron loved getting us fucked up because he loves seeing. Because I think when you're a dad and you fucking make a person with the spunk in your balls, like your ball spunk creates life, and then you see him, you're like, hey, I'm going to get this guy fucked up and see what happens to him. That's an exciting little experiment, isn't it? Well, what happened was Zach got super sick for Dad's weekend, and him and Ron just stayed in. But Blair went out and got blacked out. Dude, I got so pissed drunk. I stumbled home. I don't know how I got home. I was like, when you're walking with one eye and you kind of got to like wobble a little bit, and then you got to plant. You have to have all your feet and your hands all have to be touching something solid, just as steady. And at this point in my life, what I would do is I thought that if I get drunk, I just take a shower and a shower will sober me up. It's not really how showers work. Okay? Because when you go take a hot anything and you heat your blood back up, you will actually start processing the liquor faster and it'll get you more fucked up. I am an idiot. So I stumble in. And by the way, Zach was so sick. He was asleep. We had bunk beds, right? Too cute. We had bunk beds. And this much of a cunt I am is I'm 5'8", 150 pounds. Zach's 6'4", like 280. And I put him on the top bunk. Actually, you know what? I don't want to say I didn't put him anywhere. He's just a nice guy, and he's a kid at heart. And he's like, I'll take the top bunk. I can do that. Sure, dude. Sure. But he was sick. He's like, I don't have the effort to climb the top bunk. That's fair. So I came back. Ron John passed out on the floor, air mattress. Again, we live in a shoebox. So when you open the door, you can't even get the door open if there's an air mattress on the floor. So I just fall onto Ron and just grab his face like, hey, Ron, what's up, Dad? Zach's fucking drunk off his NyQuil. I go take a shower. Now, this is kind of where I started to realize that maybe the shower wasn't the best idea. Because as I'm taking the shower, by the way, I want you to know, what I drank that night was pink lemonade vodka and pink lemonade. Just gonna mix them together and sit half as I don't want to taste the alcohol. I just want to feel the alcohol in my system. Okay? And then what we would do is we'd go to Munchies. Now, Munchies was like the hub. Their main thing was hot dogs, $3 hot dogs. And all they had was a fat grill, one of those big, huge stovetops, the flat iron, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Make hot dogs. Costco hot dogs, you get fucked up. I had a lot of those that year. So, I didn't want that. I wanted a Philly cheesesteak. So I fucking go inside, spend like $18 on a Philly cheesesteak. I get it. I eat all of it. Me, Matt, Big Jake. I'm fucking sideways, dude. Oh, shit. I got to put Matt's house. God damn it. Wait, where was that at? That was before I went to Cheney. Churchill Downs, Ridgeline, Matt's house. Yeah, I was there for like maybe 2 months. Okay, that's on there too. That's the Game of Thrones house. Game of Thrones DVD house. That's like I wasn't there very long, but that was the only release story I had. Oh, and we got faded for spring break when everyone left. We just watched I'll get to that in a second. Dude, I mean, this might be a 2-part episode if we're being honest. Like this thing, I got a lot to go through. I'm just scrolling through all these houses, man, and just the stories alone are gonna be pretty ridiculous. Okay, yeah, but anyway, so I have this Philly cheesesteak, and I just eat all of it, like fucking give it to me, blah blah blah. I go back, stumble onto Ron's face, give him a kiss on the lips, a little bit of tongue, just so he knows I love him. I go take a shower. This is where my theory on showering was probably not the best idea. As I'm taking the shower, I get the spins. You ever have this? Usually the spins happen when you sit down. I had the spins standing up. I should also mention that at this point in my life, what I would do is if I got too drunk, I would just shove a bunch of fingers in the back of my mouth and make myself... So, spins, shower, have to puke. Man, maybe I'll just dump it on the shower. There's a drain right there. Dude, I projectile vomit into the shower. It was the most... and it was fresh Philly cheesesteak. It was still hot. Like the cheese was still kind of melting. I just unload a full foot-long Philly cheesesteak sandwich onto my feet in the shower. I'm like, that's not cool. I walk out of that shower, calm as a cucumber. Walk 2 showers down, rinse off my feet, shower a little more, stumble back into the room, climb up to the top bunk, which pissed me off, which is, how much of a fucking asshole am I? Or I'm sitting there like, fucking, all right, well, I'm just gonna fucking make Zach be sick and run his dad's here, but I'm mad that I have to climb 3 steps up to a bunk bed. The fuck is wrong with me, dude? I'm an idiot. So I climb up there. Zach's dad's an early riser. Plus, he's an old guy on a fucking floor of a dorm. Not the best time. Ron comes back in, goes to shower, comes back in. He opens the door and goes, some fucking asshole puked in the shower. Who pukes in a fucking shower? What kind of sick, disgusting fuck walks into where people get clean and makes it dirty? And I'm just like, oh yeah, fucking Ron, the guys on this floor are just assholes, man. I think I know who did it. I think I know the guy. He was looking pretty fucked up last night. I'll find him. And then I just held on to that lie. I couldn't tell him. I couldn't tell him in the moment it was me. I waited until the day before Zach got married. It's like, hey, he can't be mad at me then. I'm the best man. His only boy's getting married to a total babe. Shout out Meg. Still a babe. Zach, on the other hand, I can't tell if Zach's getting hotter or not. I want to say he's getting hotter. Every year he loses like 5-6 pounds and it's a little bit stronger in the upper body. The kid's all chest. He's all chest and traps. So I lied wrong. And that was pretty much the dorms, dude. It was just a fucking absolute mess. Did Adderall for the first time in the dorm, stayed up for 2 days just to get a C on a sociology paper. I didn't make a lot of great decisions, I don't think. But I don't know who does. Who walks into the dorms and goes, guys, I really killed the dorms. I really did a good job. I was very responsible. That's all the dorms are for. The dorms are for, oh, also, side note. Well, not really a side note. It's on topic. This is how bad our dorm was. The last week in the dorms, our RA he left months ago. It was a free-for-all. Some guys in our dorms were like, fuck this place, fuck these dorms, fuck the sanctions they got. They walked in, first of all, took a bottle of Elmer's glue and put it in the microwave and just hit 60 minutes until it exploded. And then, I don't know how they did this, last week, these guys got a dumpster from outside, not like a garbage can. They got one of those big blue industrial size dumpsters. Somehow got it into the building because the building has the 2 doors, but there's a divider in the middle. So they unscrewed the center divider, pushed this dumpster in, got it into the express elevator, took it up, and then dumped it on our floor as their last act of disobedience. We'll say disobedience. I remember my last day of the dorms getting all my shit and I'm just walking through. It was like The Purge, dude. It was like the scene in The Walking Dead when Rick walks out of the hospital. There's just trash everywhere. That's how bad these dudes were in the dorms. It was unbelievable. Yet somehow believable. So from there, Zach and I were like, we gotta get our own place. Let's get an apartment. And we thought it was way cooler than it was. You know, looking back, it was just a fucking 3-bedroom, 2-story, no AC, which fucking sucked. But it was me, Zach, and this fucking guy this guy who I was cool with. I knew him. Like, it was more Zach's friend than my friend at the time. But, you know, Big Jake became the homie. So me, Zach, Big Jake, this fucking weirdo. Because at the time, Big Jake was just this guy that was really good at Call of Duty that loved drinking beer. We're like, well, this guy likes beer? This guy's a fucking weirdo. By the way, if you can see my knees during a podcast, you know things are going really well in my life. It's like, yeah, Blair's doing really well. I think I could see his knees in that last podcast. All right, so this place, let me see. What was the name of this place again? Oh, yeah, this was Churchill Downs. Churchill Downs was like it was right in the kind of, it's on campus, but it was just to the opposite hill of Greek Row. So it was just down the hill a little ways off Stadium Way. Shout out WSU. We get into this place and we were so excited to be out of the dorms. We had our own space, man. That was a cool moment because that level of freedom, like you can't really replicate it. You feel like you're on your own, even though we were on scholarship because we're ballers. And we threw a party the first 4 days we were there. We had no furniture. We just had a speaker. And we just had everybody come. Because when you're that age, you're not 21 yet, you're 19, you're 20. You just want a place to get fucked up. And you can't drink in the dorms, really. You can't do it the right way. You can drink in a shoebox, but that's not nearly as fun. So people came over and we just got hammered. And then we slowly turned that place into... That was just... Now, I care so much about a security deposit. I'm getting that back. Okay, when you move into a new place, they hand you that thing, and it's like checklist of everything. Like are there any scuffs, are there any blemishes, is there anything wrong, what's not working? And when you're 19, you're like, no, I'm just gonna fucking sign it and get the fuck away from me. We're here. I don't care. At 29, you better believe when I got in this place in Austin, dude, I'm looking at the nooks and crannies, dude. I'm noticing every chip. I'm writing that shit down. I'm making it legible as fuck. And then I'm walking the copy down to the management company, and I'm taking a picture and sending it to them so they have twice the reference. I'm getting the security deposit back. Fuck you. But this place, the theme of this place was bye-bye. It was bye-bye. It was bye-bye to the security deposit. It was bye-bye to sanity. It was bye-bye to cleanliness. Dude, we just fucking destroyed this place. Started with fat fucking Jake and his dumb cunt girlfriend at the time. what was her name? Andriel. Tech girl. Actually, I'm kidding. She was actually really nice. She was not a dumb cunt in any way. I was just being mean for no reason. I'm sorry. It's like she's listening. Like she's never stopped listening to my shit. Just trying to find stuff on Jake 14 years later. I knew you cheated on me, even though he didn't. Women love saying that. Like they can be the worst girlfriend ever. Like to be the worst girlfriend of all time. And then they hope that years later they can find out that, you mean that you used to flirt with Samantha? That totally makes me feel better about sucking your best friend's cock. Hood's off, guys. Hood's off, feeling fucking silly. Anyway, this was the kegerator spot. It was very contentious because I didn't want a kegerator. I didn't drink beer. But Zach and Jake, these big fat fucks, they wanted a kegerator. And it was hard and I was kind of a fucking stick in the mud about it because my dad was in my ear. He's like, hey, by the way, this is classic my dad. This is the best way I could ever illustrate the kind of worrying that my father does. He is a prepper. He is a doomsday prepper, not for the apocalypse. He's a prepper for the event that I get sent to prison for the rest of my life because, I don't know, a dog fell down next to me and I was just the nearest guy. Like, all right, lock him up. Blair, I told you, you don't walk next to dogs because if they die, they'll get you. We get this kegerator and I was telling my dad about it. I'm like, hey, we're going to get a kegerator. He's like, no, you're not. You guys are 20 years old. What's going to happen? I'm like, no one's going to come in here. It's us. We're fine. So my dad takes us out to, we get pizza, I think, somewhere. We were getting like a calzone, someplace in Pullman. And he sits us down. It's me, Zach, Jake, and my dad. And he goes, all right, well, what's going to happen if Jake, he's talking to Jake and Zach. Jake, you and Zach, you're roughhousing. You guys are always roughhousing. And you know what's going to happen? You guys can roughhouse each other, but Blair's small. If you throw him around and say he cracks his head open, right? He cracks his head open, and then the EMTs have to come. The EMTs are there. The firefighters are there. They got to carry him out on the stretcher. What are they going to do? They're going to see these 20-year-olds have a kegerator. They're going to tip off the police. The police are going to get SWAT. They're going to bust down your door, give all the MIPs. You're going to lose your scholarships. You're going to end up in a ditch doing cocaine. I was like, Dad, I feel like in that scenario, you should be more worried about the fact that I'm in the hospital because my fucking idiot friends threw me through a wall than you should be about the potential of us getting an MIP. Like, oh, they have a keg in their house? Arrest them! What kind of frontier justice is that? So, that's what my dad said. And did it deter us from getting the kegerator? Nope, still got it. Still got the kegerator. And then we proceeded to destroy this place. Like, destroyed it, dude. Like, everybody's door was just no longer a door. One day, Jake was taking a shit in his bathroom, and he kind of pissed me off. So I took a wiffle ball bat, and I just shoved it into his door at eye level. Well, dick level. Eye level for taking a shit. We wanted a glory hole. Who doesn't want a glory hole? Okay? I think we did. We earned it. We earned a glory hole. And there was a lot of, like, I don't know why, but I feel like we were always chasing each other. Which sounds super fucking lame. Like, we're like, you shut up, dude. You're running, get away from me, dude. Shut up, knock it off. And then you run up the stairs, run to your room. And I remember running up to my room, and then Zach putting his hand through my door, which pissed me off. So I walked up to Zach's door. I punched Zach's door. It was just like fucking, it was mad. We're 20 years old. We're so fucking stupid. We were literally children. Whoever says that when you're 19, you're in the real world. Unless you're selling crack, you're not in the real world. If you're at a state school playing football, you're 20 years old, you're not an adult, dude. You are a big child who gets a little bit of money to play a game. And you better believe that those children are going to never see a security deposit ever again, dude. And we fucking didn't. One time, we were fucking around, and here's the thing, dude. I don't like being manhandled. Don't pick me up. Unless you're a 6'4", hot Amazonian female who's going to throw me over her shoulder, throw me in the bed, rip a strap on up my ass. I don't want to be manhandled, okay? I want a soft touch from a woman who's going to fuck up my holes. That's what I want. What I don't want is my two big behemoth of friends to pick me up, one grab me underneath the arms like a little kid, and the one grab me by the fucking ankles with one arm and then slaps my stomach. I don't like that. That pisses me off. I got to throw fucking bows at both you guys. And then what happens? I'm wearing my favorite shirt of all time, a Seattle Supersonics long sleeve green shirt, beautiful fucking color, emerald green. I loved it. And then Zach rips a hole in it. So what do? I run upstairs. I'm like, oh, Zach, is that funny? Rip my shirt? That's my favorite shirt. I go upstairs and I fucking hole right through his door. And I go up to Jake. Oh, yeah, Jake, you still laughing? Right through his door. Now, was that an overreaction? I don't think so, dude. That was a great shirt. That was a great shirt. How you can take my shirt like that, dude? But then that was once the holes were in the doors, dude. There were cracks in the wall. I think there was like cigarette burns in the carpet. No one even drank cigarettes, dude. We just destroyed this place. And let's see, our rent. I think our rent was like not even that much, like $600 maybe each. We're all paying $600, and $600 each for rent. By the way, side note, Big Jake, this disgusting fucking guy. Dude, you ever heard Jim Jeffries' bit about how anal seems a lot more fun in porn? You know? He's like, one of the big deals about that is, you know what? You can't smell porn. Well, you know what, dude? When a guy has his girlfriend come over and they don't leave the room for months, and you walk into that, it's like walking into a scream door of fumes, dude. Oh my God. Dude, this kid had his girl come in and she was just there for, and you know what? I don't even give a shit if Jake's like, well, fucking, I'm with, my girl now. Kendra's great. Kendra's the fucking best. I love Kendra. She's the number one girl forever. This was 10 years ago, so I don't really give a shit. Dude, I walked into Jake's room after a 3-day bender of him the smells, dude. When I was 14, I used to start my dad's truck in the morning. Oh, I'm going somewhere with this, by the way. I'm going somewhere. I start my dad's truck in the morning. In the wintertime, the truck would be in the garage. So I walk in the garage, start the truck, good to go. One day, started the truck, let it go for 20 minutes, walk outside, and I almost passed out. And it like shocked my system. And I didn't realize that I'd started the truck and not opened the garage door. So I was pretty much just, trying to kill everybody in that garage with the exhaust. Thank God the cat wasn't in there, because if I had fucking killed the house cat because I fucking closed the garage door and started the truck because I wanted to feel like an adult, that would be tough to come back from. Walking into Jake's room after a 3-day bender with his fucking disgusting girlfriend, not Kendra, the other one, that fucking hurt, dude. That was almost as bad. It was disgusting. The kind of guy where there was it's just a litter of fucking just toilet paper everywhere. Just wads of just jizz. The kid had like lube that had like pouring from the ceiling and it like froze over like a stalagmite type. It was just fucking, it was gross, dude. The kid is disgusting. I do love him though. So if this gets you into trouble, just know that your boy's going to have the mic at your wedding. So be careful. Be careful what you ask for, because your boy's going to come through with that heat. Anyway, dude. So, towards the end of that run, we just said, fuck everything. We put holes in the doors. We punched it all the way through. I had a video on my phone. I don't even know if I still have it. My boy Eric Ortel came over, and the door was destroyed. And we wanted to do a funny video, and he was like, I was like, no, Eric, no. And I closed the door, and this guy fucking two-handed punched through the door, exploded, put his face like, here's Johnny. And needless to say, security deposit was never seen again. It was just gone forever. So from there, we're like, okay, we can't do that again. But we also didn't want to live in town. I still don't understand what our thought process was, because we went from there, the Churchill Downs place, to this house kind of out of town, up on this hill called Ridgeline. This Ridgeline Street Avenue, Ridgeline Boulevard. It wasn't Boulevard, but it was a cool place. It was like a 3-story, almost a 4-story. It had a basement too. It was a really cool place, actually. And we had a little backyard. It was me, Zach, and Big Jake. And we're still in Pullman. We're like, it's our third year. It's our time to fucking shine, guys. Let's do this. We had, we had like spring ball or something. And we go in this place, and we're out at practice one day. And this place was really cool. So and I don't know why I felt like I had to have the big room, but I had a big fat room. I was paying like $800, or I was poured like $500. I've since learned that it doesn't make any sense to have the biggest room in a room. You're not even there. I'm such a child when it comes to this kind of shit. You know what I'm gonna do? I think I'm gonna have to do chapters. I think I'm gonna have to do, yeah. So this is what I'll do. So this one will be the WSU chapter, where all the places I lived in Washington State, and then I'll go, because I pretty much did Washington State, then I had Cheney. Actually, I probably could put the Cheney and Washington State together. No, let's separate them, because I did live 3 years, 2 years, and there was a lot going on in Cheney. So then I'll do WSU days, that'll be today. Then I'll do Cheney, then I'll do a Bogey section. And then the Chicago one that leads into LA, and then obviously to Austin. So, because your boy's a Rolling Stone, guys. I'm going to keep fucking saying it. I listened to McConaughey. He was on Rogan, and he said something really. By the way, if you haven't listened to McConaughey, I thought he's a fucking crazy person. I've seen his commercials. The guy talks. He's done a lot of psychedelics, dude. The guy's talked to God more than once. All right. Dude loves peyote. Anyway, dude. So, what we did was, what McConaughey had said. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. McConaughey had said that he's had a lot of stops in his life, but what he's looking for now, he's looking for a stay. I think that's where I'm at. That's what I'm leading up to. These are all the stops that I have now, I think, gotten me to a place where I'm going to stay. At least dude, let me stay here for a minute. I mean, Chicago was great. It was 3 years. But even that, looking back, I was like, that wasn't that long, was it? Anyway, Ridgeline. So this place was cool. Biggest place we'd ever lived in. We had a lot of space. Living room. We had this fat living room. Best couches, lazy boys, fat TV, dude. We were just fucking around in this place. I mean, but we weren't really partying because no one wanted to come all the way out there and have to go all the way down to the bars. So it was, it was more of a chill spot than anything else. But I remember this was kind of wild. So we were out at spring ball one day, and we're at practice. And in the middle of practice, we just start seeing all this smoke just out in the distance. And we're like, that's kind of wild. Like, because, the Palouse, you can just see this sky, nothing but sky. Basically big sky country. We're looking over there, and one of our guys, I think it was Elliot Bosch, he was a center out there at WSU. He goes, hey, isn't that kind of where you guys live? We're like, no, it's not, dude. It's not where we live. Shut up. We're fine. And we are changing after practice, and I get a call from our landlord. And she's like, hey, so there was an incident. Dude, heart just fucking drops. I was like, what do you mean? What? She's like, okay, so your neighbors, because it was a triplex. So there was 3 4-story condos that were all sandwiched together. We were in the middle one, and there was one to the far, one to the right, one to the left. Obviously, that's how middle and fucking right and left work. Blair, you dumb idiot. And they say that the one to the left had some severe damage, but our place looked to be okay. Dude, I can't even tell you. Oh, I'm gonna have to because I'm telling a fucking podcast. And if you're just listening, you're gonna have to have me fucking tell it. Blair, what are you doing? Using stock vocabulary, and I gotta just stop doing that. Gotta stop with stock vocabulary and just get to the fucking point. All right, so we go out there, dude, and the place next to us had just completely burnt up. It didn't burn down because it had the foundation still at our place, but the inside was completely destroyed. And we look in the back, and literally the gutter that separated us, like their whole thing burnt all the way, like not all the way down, but burnt all the way out, and the gutter stayed up. And then our place, all we had was a little bit of damage, a little bit of water damage in the basement. That was it, dude. It was like our place should have burned down. Everything we should have owned should have been destroyed. Like there's no reason why that shouldn't have happened. It's a triplex. So shout out to the fucking fire department in Pullman because the fact that they were able to put that fire out, We share a wall, dude. It's a triplex. It's literally, here's their wall, here's our wall. Theirs burnt up and ours was fine. A little bit of water damage. Dude, I mean, most of my life is just me looking back and saying, holy shit, am I lucky? There are so many close calls, so many incidents, so many girls I shouldn't have fucked and I did in the ass, no condom. I should have never done that. I should have all the STDs. I'm STD free my entire life. The kid's knocking it out of the fucking park. And I think at some point we can say, yeah, I'm lucky. Also, maybe I am the second coming of Christ. Sitting on a floor in Austin, Texas, saying you are the second coming of Christ is pretty on brand with this state. Now, I'm just saying I've been really lucky, dude. I get a lot like that. And you're a kid, you don't even realize until hindsight, like, what was really going on. Like, oh, I shouldn't have even, like, we should have lost everything. Like, our place should have burned down with everything inside. That's what should have happened. But we lucked out. And when you get lucky like that, because you're dissociated from it, because we weren't there when the fire happened. We were at practice getting our shit pushed in the sand pit. Shout out Mike Leach, best coach of all time. But then, so we were kind of like void. We just walked back in and kept living our life. The people that actually lost everything. We're like, well, you feel like I shouldn't let your goddamn stove on. Katie. I think her name was Katie. But that place was cool. I enjoyed that place. We had a good time. Zach actually bailed because Zach was the first one to leave because he was just not vibing with Pullman. Football was going well. We thought. I don't think I ever really asked him that. I think I did. I thought he went through a breakup, and I was like, it must really fuck you up if you're trying to bail immediately because of that. He's like, no, man, it's time for me to go. And I was like, I get it, but also, can you stay? Because he would have fucking played. Zach was a walk-on at WSU. I'm going to say this. Zach Johnson, is one of the most talented dudes athletically. I mean mentally and fucking everything. The only thing he's not talented is in dick size. Kid's got an average piece. And you know what? I'm right there with him. But his looks a little bit worse because the guy's tall and I'm small. So mine looks a little bit better. But his might be thicker. I don't know. Next time we hang out. Next time we're jerking off together, we'll make sure we take a picture and we'll send it to his wife and see if she likes it. What's up, Meg? All jokes, dude. Zach's got a nice piece. Shut up. He fucking shot a baby in her, so that's fucking sick. So good for Zach. His dick must be working overtime. But seriously though, Zach was one of the most talented dudes I ever saw. This guy walked in, wanted to play tight at WSU as a walk-on. They're like, yeah, dude, you want to play center? He's like, I could play center. And then he puts on like 80 pounds and he's moving well. Still fucking been putting guys down left and right. In spring ball, he was a starting center in spring ball. And then summer, he was like, I'm going to go to Eastern. Like, what? What do you mean? He's like, yeah, I'm just going to go. Why? I'm just going to fucking, I don't know. Leach is kind of weird. I don't want to deal with it. I think Baldwin would be good for me. He's left. And then it was me and Jake. We're like, we need a fucking roommate. Can't pay this rent without him. So Zach's gone. We were kind of mad that he left us. More for not because we loved our friend, more because we wanted somebody to pay the rent, So then we had this guy come in. He was walking on the team. His name was Najee. And Najee was a nice guy, but he was an interesting dude. Dude lived on an air mattress, which is ironic because I'm also living on an air mattress. But he was on an air mattress for literally his whole stay there. Almost a year in an air mattress. And this guy would bring home some of the nastiest bitches I have ever seen in my life. And he would lay pipe like it was his job, dude. Like, he could have been having sex or he could have been remodeling his room with a sledgehammer. The guy probably had a piece on him too. He was a big dude. He also, by the way, if you can't tell, Najee, not a white guy. And he would just pipe these women, dude. Gah, gah, gah. Bo, bo, bo. It was unbelievable, man. The guy, a nice kid, nice dude. I liked him, but kind of a weird guy. Didn't want to pay security deposit at the end. Kind of a dickhead. Didn't end that well, but we kind of saw that coming. But shout out to that guy. That guy was first team all Coxman, dude. He just brought, and he always found black chicks too. There weren't a lot of black chicks in Pullman, but he always found black chicks, and he's like, I'm fucking these black girls forever. And I'm like, dude, you know what? Me too. He was a good dude. And then the Ridgeline kind of, we were there for a year, had a good time. And then that was when I started to think about going to Eastern. And then when I was getting ready to go to Eastern, I'm out of here, Jake. I love you. And kind of just left Big Jake high and dry. I think our boy Big Brent moved in. I went into the basement. So it was Big Brent, Jake, and Najee. And I guess that didn't work out that well, as you could imagine. A guy named Jake, Brent, and Najee. Talk about a fucking odd thruple. That wouldn't really work out that well, would it? So they went together, and then I bailed. I went up to, and this is where we'll leave it off. This is about 40 some minutes in, 41 minutes in. Yes, this is a good first chunk. So that was just the first, and that's only 3 years, dude. That's literally 3 years of my life. And then I'm going to Cheney, where I'm there for 2.5 years almost. And I bounced around more in Cheney than I did in WSU. So just a couple teasers, dude. I mean, Cheney, I lived with 4 dudes on Clay Street. Shout out Josh. Then I ended up with Zach and Big Jake again at this other spot. And then that didn't work out because I got a dog. I moved to a Big Jake's buddy where I was the worst roommate ever. And I'll go into that, dude. It's really going to be an apology episode to my guy Nick and Taylor because I was the fucking worst guy ever. And again, hindsight's 2020, but man, I fucking sucked. God. I hope I see Nick again one day. I gotta check in with that guy because I'm just not a good dude. My bad, Nick. Hope you're listening. And I mean, that wasn't even the last place I lived. And with them, I had the best place ever. The Ridgeline place was a cool spot, but Terra Vista's still to come. The Terra Vista stories, the Terra Vista diaries, that's coming up. And then that spills down to a quick stop off in Bogie, and then I'm back. I live with 4 women in a track house. Not a trap house, a track girl house. And that was a mistake. And that all culminates with me ended up living with my boy ZJ and his beautiful wife Meg. And that was me on my best behavior. But I'll get into that more. That's more of a teaser for the next episode. I might put these out in consecutive days because I'm having fun going around with this. But I got some other shit I got to get done. Yeah, this is good. This is the most prep I've ever done. And it made 40 minutes just fly by. Maybe I should prep more. I'm a fucking moron, dude. What do I know? Hey, Blair, you know things would be easier if you just prepared better. Yeah, but I got a mattress to sit on. All right, we feel good about that? That was good. That was first episode. That's we'll call that stoppage time? No, I don't know what I'll call it. It's going to be a game time decision. All right, we did it. Cool. Feel good about it? Everyone in the room feels good? All right, cool. All right. Eat shit, suck a dick. Fuck Rudy. Love you guys. I'm out.